Monster Movie Media presents.
Blast from the past.
Your weekly dose of
Laughing gas.
you don't like it, you can
Kiss my ass.
cause even James has a
Podcast. Even James has a podcast.
Greetings and welcome to episode 70 of the Even James Has a podcast. I myself, this guy right here, my name is James H. Carter II, and I will be your host because my name is in the title of the podcast. This podcast is presented by and produced by Monster Movie Media. For all your video and audio production needs, we provide video production services, podcast production services, and podcast training if you want to learn how to do it yourself. We also produce original entertainment, such as this podcast. Check us out at monstermoviemedia.com. And our show is now, not even now, it's been for almost a year now on the Stitcher Smart Radio application for your smart telephone. That's right. You know, what's that? It's just an app that you put on your phone or your iPad or your Android phone or whatever other smartphone you got. And you can stream this podcast and thousands of others directly to your phone. No downloading. If you don't have Stitcher yet, go to your little web browser and type in stitcher.com/James Podcast. During the registration process, in the promo code, put in James Podcast, one word, and you could get $100. Isn't that cool? You could really get $100. That's awesome. I mean, you could win it. You know what I mean. Alrighty, well, happy 2013. This is our first show of the year 2013, and let's kick this year off with a bang. We got a great show for you coming up in mere seconds or minutes. I don't know, whatever. Before we kick to the main event, I do have some things I need to tell you. That after a long time waiting, Sandy, Hurricane, Superstorm, Frankenstein Storm, Sandy had delayed this from happening. We could finally bring it to you. We have the winner of our contest. Now, this is a contest that if you signed up for our mailing list, which you could still sign up for, which I highly suggest, email list, of course, by going to our website, theevenjamesasapodcast.com. All you do is sign up. You automatically are entered, and the prize was that we would record a custom podcast for the winner. I now have that winner. I used a random generator. I didn't pick the winner. This is just, I said I used a random generator to get this. So the winner is Matthew Bruno. Congratulations. You won your own podcast. Now, as some listeners may know, Matthew Bruno has been on the show several times. So he's not going to get a real, a typical podcast. I'm going to do something real special for Matthew Bruno. And, he'll find out what that is when I send it to him. Let's just keep the party moving. Yeah. All right, so coming up in this week's show, I'm joined by Stephanie Harwin as I discuss my thoughts of a recent movie marathon that I had, where I watched, I didn't even talk about all of them actually, more I think about it, but I watched a lot, 15 12. I don't remember. Watched a lot of movies in 2 days. Really caught up on movies the past the summer season and the fall. Just kind of cranked through them and got it out. So I talked about a lot of them. And really get deep, and often go off on tangents about other things, and good times are all had. But when I recorded this, I had not seen two movies that I was very much anticipating to see, because I'm huge fans of the writer-directors. Those films would be This Is 40 and Django Unchained. As of right now, I have seen both of those films. I saw This Is 40 a few days ago, and I saw Django Unchained just last night. So I just figured I would chime in with my thoughts on those films, like a quick thought thing, because I'll probably dig into it more with one of my co-hosts, so we can really analyze it after more people had time to see these films. So This Is 40. I'm a huge fan of Judd Apatow's written and directed films. He obviously has produced a lot of films that I've liked. Some are okay and some I've loved. But I'm really a huge Knocked Up fan. So, and it's just a film that hits me at a whole bunch of different levels, and that the first time I saw it, I was really wowed away. It was just way more than I had expected it to be. And it really made me a fan for life of Judd Apatow and pretty much the entire cast of that film, except for Katherine Heigl, who I think is a horrible, annoying, just stupid person. I mean, that's negative. I mean, I don't know if she's stupid, but I don't know. I really don't care for her at all. And I really don't care that she was bad-mouthing the film after it was released. So, fuck you, Katherine Heigl. Anyways. So anyways, of course, This Is 40 is the sort of sequel to Knocked Up, so I was really looking forward to it. And, my initial reaction to it is I really liked it. It took me at first I wasn't into it as the movie started, but as it progressed, I got, it really brought me in. It's not so much, I kind of look at it more of a drama with comedic parts than the other way around. And at first I wasn't sure I can really relate to it, but I ended up relating to it. I ended up, I guess that's not that far of a stretch since I just turned 36, so there's things in there for me to relate to. And the real cool thing about it, or not cool, but the test of that was something that I really enjoyed, was that I kept thinking about it, like after the movie, like that, later that night, the next day. It really stuck with me. So I'm gonna let it marinate in my mind a little more for it, dig a little deeper. But that's my reaction to This Is 40. So, saw Django Unchained last night, and also, just like the last one, I am a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino, and I would even go as far to say that I am a Quentin Tarantino fanboy. Whatever you want to determine that as, whatever. I'm not saying I just like it just because he did it, it's just how it is, I mean, I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm going to be upfront and say, that's how I feel. So, whatever. My reaction to that was I really liked it. It was definitely Quentin Tarantino-esque, but it wasn't. It was subtle Tarantino, I guess, instead of the obvious in your face. And he does. I like how he has these really long scenes that he lets play out and have these little conversations build that don't have anything to do with the plot, like that's and just kind of testing the average audience of how long they can hold their attention, or keep having these kind of scenes. And that's probably one of my favorite things about his directing and writing style. So that was good. There were some really amazing performances in the film as well, so I enjoyed that. It was tense throughout the entire film, even though there was a handful of funny parts kind of sprinkled in. Just the tension was just there from beginning to end. And this is a long movie, the running time of 2 hours and 45 minutes. So, you know, when the movie was over and you get to kind of exhale, it's just like, Jesus, it's real tense. And the last quick thought I'll have on that is that there are, for fans of Tarantino's films and, you know, genre films, there are great cameos sprinkled throughout, you know, in typical Tarantino fashion. So, you know, look, you know, you got something to look forward for that if you haven't seen it. I feel like a lot of people are just catching up on this one now. You know, it came out on Christmas Day, which is like a time when no one has time to go to the movies, and you know, but I think, you know, it just obviously the film's gotten a lot of attention, and I think it's nominated for Oscars or something, or people in it. I don't know. I don't really care about that. But so yeah, I don't know. Those are my thoughts on that. So, you know, maybe in the future we'll dive down deeper into you know, talking about these films. But for right now, here it is, the movie Showdown Rundown Marathon Part 1. All right, we're here on the Even James is a podcast. I'm James, and I am joined today by this person. Introduce yourself.
Hello.
Hello. Who are you?
My name is Maria.
Maria.
Yep.
Yo, remember that that porno we watched?
Maria Arm.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is something. That's the way. That doesn't sound right.
No, there was more people. There was a bunch of people in the room.
I don't know if you'd call one a bunch, but okay. I just want to point out that James's girlfriend is sitting here.
She is. Hi, hon. How's it going? Yeah.
She waved.
She waved. Thank you.
That was a good decade ago.
Yes. It was a lot. Well, no, it was
Back when I was 12 years old.
Jesus Christ. I was only 45. No, it was no, we had what was it, some rock and roll porno or something. The theme of it was like rock and roll or something. And you know, it was supposed to be like some groupie was like pleasuring the rock star backstage, but her arm was blocking the shot. So the guy behind the camera was like, Maria, arm. And they didn't edit that out. That made the final cut.
It's stuck with us all these years.
And then I made an email handle that said Maria_arm.
Wow.
I was really into it.
We like to take things to another level.
Yeah.
That's like with the swim fan fetish.
Fetish.
I'm making up fake emails and IMs.
Yeah. It was, you know, I don't think I have time for that anymore. That was something I did 10 years ago. Who is this?
Who?
I'm sorry. Someone liked an Instagram that I don't know who they are.
Oh, gee.
Anyways.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Someone liked my picture on Instagram. Whatever. No, this is Stephanie Harwin, not Maria. No, we didn't say we were from catsbrella.com.
Oh,
She's
now
joining me
that
once
we
again.
told that story, I'm really glad that
Yeah.
you identified me properly.
Cut it out. I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't want to tarnish your squeaky clean image, but you know, this is where you get raw. You know.
Why do you keep using that word with me today? In unsavory ways.
Well, Happy New Year to everyone listening.
Happy 2014.
Yeah, we're 13.
What?
2013. No.
I
What?
think you slipped through the last year.
Are you serious? We're in 2014?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. All right. Man. So what did I miss?
Not much.
Any good movies come out?
I heard that the Golden Globes in 2013 was amazing, though.
Oh. I heard that you missed that because you were podcasting.
Shoot. Pretty sure that didn't happen.
All right, we're racing the clock because apparently the Golden Globes are coming on. What time do they come on?
I mean, later, but I like, you got to get in on the pre-show action.
When does
on
the
the red
pre-show?
carpet. Well, it started at 5. I don't need to watch. I mean, none of the good
Jesus
celebrities.
fucking how many hours of
None of the
pre-show
good
stuff?
celebrities get there till at least 6:30 or 7, so we're okay.
What time does the show start?
I don't know, 8 or 9.
All right.
No, it doesn't start any earlier than 8, but no later than 9.
All right. So you have expressed a lot of excitement for the Golden Globes.
I love watching. It's like the Super Bowl of pop culture for me.
So what is it about the Golden Globes that is exciting
Well,
you?
one, because it's like the glitz and glamour of the Academy Awards. Sort of, but not. It's like not as buttoned up, and plus it's TV and movies.
All right. Okay.
So I get to see my favorite TV stars and movie stars.
Oh, so you like to see
plus
them
they
that
get
day.
drunk, so they say funny things.
Oh, they
and
drink
it's not
there.
as serious as the Academy Awards.
What?
And just more
What is it?
interesting.
What like?
It doesn't mean anything. It's the Hollywood Foreign Press Association
Okay.
gives awards, and it
And
doesn't mean anything.
How are these awards determined?
By the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. I don't know what that means.
I was like, that doesn't mean anything. What you just
It
said.
doesn't mean anything to me either. The awards are not the point of it. Like,
Okay, all right. So you're not interested in the way. Basically, you want to see the people that you like on the TV shows and movies that you watch.
it's like the
Dressed
Emmys and
up.
Academy Awards, but they're together, and it's more like looser because they can drink and make jokes.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
And I like to see what they're wearing and stuff.
All right. Well,
It's usually funny. I don't know. I really enjoy watching
I've
it.
never seen it.
You're such a liar.
I have never watched the Golden Globes
I
in my
don't
entire
believe
life.
it.
I never have.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Why would I? What is on there that I would
Why
wanna
wouldn't
watch?
you watch every other award show?
I don't.
You do enough that you tweet about it.
What other award shows do I watch?
You watch the Academy Awards.
I did watch
The
Academy
Emmys.
Awards. Nope, didn't watch the Emmys. I watched the Academy Awards last year, and I made a podcast that did live commentary over it. And
Okay.
it was
so
all,
this one's
it was
like
all negative.
So this one's better.
Okay. All right. No, I'm just saying I don't really like award shows. The only award show that that I used to like watching
it's more
is
entertaining.
I used to really like to watch the VMAs like my whole
Oh, me
life.
too. That used to be my favorite, but now that that's like out the window, I like watching the Golden Globes.
That's cool. I'm not trying to get you against it. I'm just saying that
You're not gonna.
I'm not even attempting to. I'm just saying that I don't like
I
watching
think you
award
should
shows.
actually watch it, and that will be another podcast right there.
Well, I'm probably not going to watch it because tonight I'm going to watch the season premiere of Californication.
I mean, you could totally DVR that.
I know, but it's one of my favorite shows, and I'm really
Yeah,
excited
but
that's coming
like
back.
the Golden Globes are only on tonight, and they're live. But Californication lives on forever in your DVR.
I'm probably not going to watch it. I'll flip to it. I know that Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, it's Tina Fey, right?
Yeah.
I know it's Amy Poehler because I'm a fan of hers, are hosting it. So, I'd look at that, and wait for them to be funny.
Yeah, like Ricky Gervais hosting it.
Yeah, I'm not
Masters
that
is
into
funny.
Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, he's
That's a person that usually hosted, right? Like it's
Well,
hosted
he
for.
just did the past like 2 years.
Yeah, like I'm not against him, but I'm definitely not like he's not entertaining to me. Everyone kind of kisses his ass as some comedic genius, and it doesn't click with me.
I'm not like some huge.
I like how outspoken he is about being an atheist. I think that's pretty cool, but he's not. I don't think that he's funny. So and also the thing. The thing about Ricky Gervais hosting shows is, what is he gonna say? He always says things like it's a little too calculated for me.
Well, he was like kind of nice last year, but the year before he did say some controversial things.
What was it that he said?
I don't remember.
I was
I mean,
like-
it was funny, but it was just like I don't remember. He might have said some like Scientology jokes or something. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
remember.
Hollywood gets all tight about that because.
I can't recall exactly.
Well, that's cool. Well, we're going to talk about movies today.
Okay.
So it's kind of like Golden Globes-ish. Maybe. Which that since the last episode, I've watched a lot of movies during the holiday break.
Mm-hmm.
And I just figured, I think I would talk to you about them anyway. Why not do it where everyone can join in?
You all care, right?
So let's get right to it, okay? All right. So the first film that I watched recently was a documentary titled Craigslist Joe.
If you take a snapshot of America today, what would it look like? Some say we've lost the sense of community that used to carry us through tough times. Some say technology and social media fuel this isolation. Have we become so caught up in our own lives that we don't notice life outside our bubble? In my own small way, I'm gonna try to find out. With no money, no contact with anyone I know, I'm going to live entirely off Craigslist. And just seeing if I could A, survive, like if I could literally eat, find shelter, find showers, and B, try to travel America, see if I could find a community out there. For the next month, this is all I got. Away we go. My name is Joey. I saw the ad on Craigslist.
When you get in the back of the van, you gotta play with my cock. I think after a week and a half, you're gonna snap. After 4 days, you're gonna be like, oh my God.
I'm just looking for a Florida crush on tonight.
I live with my parents. Yeah.
I don't mind. I just haven't eaten all day. I'm getting a little lightheaded.
I have a spare bedroom. The sheets were clean when I put them on the bed, but that was like 2 years ago.
So this is happening?
Reality is far stranger than any fiction Hollywood can come up with.
Like, I'm dominatrix, so I know people all over the country.
I will be sleeping with a cup on tonight. Hey, what's up, man? Yo.
So that's normal, that's smoke?
Yeah, that's exhaust.
We're here to help, support, whatever you need. We can just kind of organize it, clear up the space. That's a good start.
Oh my God, look at all this room.
Nice to meet you. Pleasure to meet you.
Good job.
Thank you so much, man.
We can take care of each other.
Okay. This is a documentary about a young man who has decided to live off the generosity of people on Craigslist for 30 days. And, you know, I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good documentary. I think it's worth checking out. You know, it's weird because I want to, like, talk about what happened. Without, I don't want to, there's not really any spoilers. I don't think that there's any, like, real big moment that's to be spoiled. I think it's just the thing that's weird about it is that, you know, he froze his bank accounts. He doesn't have access to anyone that he knows. He doesn't have his, you know, cell phone. So he just like asking for people to like crash at their house, asking for food. Mm-hmm. Essentially, he is choosing to be a homeless beggar.
Yeah.
And I don't think it works as actually showing the generosity of others because the people that he's interacting with are on camera.
So people are naturally going to be more generous.
Yeah, just, you know, I'm not saying that everyone's being...
And it's not that he's some, like, random dude. Because obviously, if he's, like, filming it...
Right.
You have a camera. They have to sign some kind of release form.
Right, they sign...
So you know that he's not just some vagrant who's going to, like, whatever.
Right, they're not... Yeah, you know, you don't think there's that much of a risk, you know, with somebody like that. But it's still interesting to see kind of, like, where it takes him. It takes him all around the country, you know... But, you know, it would have been better as a book. Like, just like, you know, him, you know, chronicling his day.
It would be a cool blog.
Or blog, but yeah, he didn't have a
computer. Yeah.
No, he had a computer, actually. That's all he had.
Well, then he definitely could have had a blog.
Yeah. I don't know. You want to do a movie. So, you know, it was okay. I would say, you know, check it out. That's what I'm going to give that. I'm going to give that one 3 stars. All right. 3 out of 5 stars. For that one. Craigslist Joe. The next film I watched was a documentary called Something from Nothing, The Art of Rap.
It didn't start out as a popular culture movement. It didn't even have pop culture ambitions.
We're not supposed to be thinking like this. We're not supposed to be talking like this.
We created something from nothing.
We wanted to hit everybody across the head with a sledgehammer, like, listen to what we're doing out here.
It has to be a method for the madness.
I don't like looking at you. Fix your pants, fix your hat. What are you doing invading my home? Why are my kids liking your music? What's going on?
Back in the days, we used to call it the dozens. Slaves would start saying, your head's bigger than your neck, and that makes you a lollipop. Ah!
It's a folk art. It's folk music.
We took a record player and turned it into an instrument.
Here's this world, that you may not know about. And the people who lived in that world from the other side of the tracks gave them a voice.
Hip-hop didn't invent anything. Hip-hop reinvented everything. Lyrics is what rap is all about. Rhymes that paint pictures for people.
This is some of my purpose. This is my perspective.
Say something with some dignity behind that rhyme.
I mean, you can consider Dr. Seuss a rapper.
They think you're just talking over a record.
It's Q-Tip's voice. It's Snoop's swag and personality.
What's your style?
My style, I would say, is Taekwondo.
There you go.
Hip-hop is a masterpiece, but nobody painted it all.
When you talk about hip-hop, we talking about the whole movement.
Let me tell you something. Hip-hop. You physically make yourself hungry.
That's just the way I do.
I'm a little bit tough in the studio, but everybody's happy once they come out of the booth.
I don't have no business wearing saggy jeans.
You don't want to get rich and die trying.
I act like the mic cut off. Yo, the mic cut off.
Get them suckers off the stage. They whack. Thank you for letting us be ourselves.
Rap is not pop. If you call it that, just stop.
I'm not BET or MTV. I'm HIPHOP.
Freestyle.
Homie, you see the camera right there? Keep it moving, Pimpin'. All right, love is love.
This one I was pretty interested to see. It's directed by Ice-T.
Oh.
And from when watching the trailer, you just see he talks to like all these people from hip hop from old school, and I don't think there's anyone too current in there, but he goes to different parts of the country, spends a lot of time in New York, but he goes to LA, and he'll just kind of ask random questions and about how they write or their style of writing, and then almost everyone that's on there does a freestyle. There's just I'm drawing a blank all the people that are in it. There's so many people. I know that Nas was in it. The chef from Wu-Tang Clan. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem were in it at all different parts. Exhibit. Remember Exhibit from Pimping My Ride?
I'm pretty sure it's Pimp My Ride.
Oh, it's not Pimping My Ride?
I don't think so.
Common was there. Ice Cube.
Common.
It was a lot of stuff, but basically the overall it was very well done. It was very artsy, and
Ice-T produced.
Yeah, he directed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was also he's doing on-screen interviews with everyone
cool.
too. Yeah, and he Naughty by Nature, Salt and Pepper, Cypress Hill, just scrolling through.
So everybody, okay.
But not everybody, because Q-Tip was in there for a little bit. Kanye West was even on there. But
what's it about?
That was kind of the thing. It's kind of like it's not really about anything. Like he just talks to people about, certain people he asks questions that just pertain to them. But there's a lot of like the same questions, being just like what inspires you to write, what is your thing, and it's cool to see like how actually some of these people that rap actually like them write it out or the way they think, and just and hearing like Eminem talk about how he approaches it and how he spends every day he wakes up and all he's thinking about is ways to rhyme words that that don't rhyme and just shit like that. So it had these moments in it that are really cool, but as this whole piece, it wasn't really a whole piece. It was just like just a bunch of random clips. One of the things that was really cool to me though was when he was interviewing Cypress Hill, he was Ice-T was asking him how they came up with what they were going to sound like, and I had this like huge like epiphany or something where it just like it clicked in my head, because when I was a teenager I was a huge Cypress Hill fan, and which was odd because I didn't smoke marijuana but I love them, I love their music. It's always like so weird and spooky and eerie sounding, and their vocal approach was so weird from the like the and B-Real was saying that when they got together that what they were trying to be like was Public Enemy, which earlier I really liked Public Enemy because of that, because Public Enemy had really like experimental crazy music, but it had like the Flavor Flav Chuck D contrast was crazy, and I'm just like, that's why I liked them so much, because they were exactly like that. So that was really cool. But the thing I realized, I'm like, this whole documentary left out indie hip hop completely. And that is the total, I mean, it wasn't supposed to be about the evolution of hip hop, but it's like, in a way, it was trying to be like that. And it's like, there was no representation of indie hip hop. And that is such a huge part of the story of hip hop. So in the end, it's just kind of like Ice-T wanted to talk to his friends about rapping, and that's, and that's what it was.
That's still cool.
Yeah. But anyways, Moonrise Kingdom.
What kind of bird are you?
I'm a sparrow. She's a dove.
No, I said, what kind of bird are you? Dear Susie, here's my plan.
Dear Sam, my answer is yes.
Dear Susie, 1.
Dear Sam, where?
Dear Susie, walk 400 yards due north from your house to the dirt path which has not got any name on it. Turn right and follow to the end. I will meet you in the meadow.
Who's missing? Shukusky, you in there? Jiminy Cricket, he flew the coop.
Walt, where the hell are you?
Right here.
Does it concern you that your daughter has just run away from home?
That's a loaded question. Until help arrives, I'm deputizing the little guy, the skinny one, and the boy with the patch on his eye to come with me in the station wagon.
What am I looking at?
He does watercolors, mostly landscapes, but a few nudes.
If we find him, I'm not going to be the one who forgot to bring a weapon. Me neither.
I'll be out back. I'm going to find a tree to chop down.
Have you seen it?
I have seen Moonrise Kingdom.
What'd you think of it?
Once again, I thought, or maybe not once again, depending on how this podcast is edited. Right. I thought it was a visually beautiful movie to watch, and like, I'm not even talking about the story or anything. I just really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree, because I think Wes Anderson has a beautiful, unique style visually that is so unconventional that when you first see it, it's kind of jarring. You're like, you're not supposed to set up shots like that.
Like, it's just so unlike any movie that you are going to see.
Yeah, and it works, and it's just, you're just like, it draws you in, you could just, you said you could not even pay attention to the movie and enjoy his style.
Right.
So you consider yourself to be a Wes Anderson fan?
I do, and I felt like this was sort of a real return. I mean, not that I didn't like the past two movies, but
the past two being the Fantastic Mr. Fox and the Darjeeling Limited. Are that what you're talking about?
I'm not counting the Fantastic.
Oh, then what was the last two? Where was the other one besides Darjeeling Limited?
I think The Life Aquatic was before that.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
And I'm not saying I didn't like those movies. I'm just saying I felt like this was more on par with like a Rushmore or something.
Well, yeah, I could say that for sure. Because here's my thing with Wes Anderson. I wouldn't necessarily consider myself a fan because, I mean, I'm a huge Rushmore fan. I love that movie. I think it's a flawless, perfect movie, actually. And I know I'm like the one person on earth that dislikes the Royal Tenenbaums. But, I was really excited to see it, obviously following up Rushmore, and I was really disappointed by it. I'm not really going to get into why, but I didn't.
When I first saw it, I think I remember seeing it in the movie theater, and I was just like, I guess, almost like how you felt, but then I saw it in more recent years, and I enjoyed it much more.
Well, maybe it would change. I don't know. But I was kind of like, 5 stars for Rushmore. 2 1.5 stars for Royal Tenenbaums. Life Aquatic 3 stars. I thought it was okay.
Right.
Darjeeling Limited, I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, that's coming off of like not really being a fan at that point. You know? I enjoyed it.
I don't know. I just feel like story wise, like the visual. I don't know. I just like this one.
Yeah, but this
Moonrise
is like
Kingdom was more my speed.
Yeah,
I guess.
right. And I'm gonna give Moonrise Kingdom 5 stars because not even that, I thought it was a great story.
Oh yeah, I'm saying we didn't even get into that, and I like this. It's just such a unique, just everything, just different.
And I like that the leads, I didn't know they were. That really helps draw in the story.
Like that's something, I think the casting was really good. Like the 2 younger main characters were just very like compelling to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Being unknown, and then of course the people who they do cast are just great actors. Bill Murray, Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah, he was. He Jason Schwartzman was like. I really
Bruce
feel
Willis.
Bruce Willis actually surprised me because I'm like, I was one person I don't think belongs in a Wes Anderson film is Bruce Willis.
And that was a surprising. Like Ed Norton, I thought was good. He was also like sort of not.
Right.
That's not the kind of character he usually plays, and I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, he's probably the best. Like the best person in there that I thought that I was really impressed with his performance and like after like a minute I stopped thinking about Fight Club and and I was and he sold his performance so I thought it was really good. It was very fun to watch. I like that song where they go through all the instruments and during the credits. I listened to it all. And it's inspiring as someone that wants to make films, just to, like, not that I want to do a film like his, but just
right.
it's just
but
to be like
you can do one in your own style.
Yeah,
and it can be accepted.
Definitely, and I mean, whatever. He's doing his thing. I mean, he's got his audience, and sometimes it reaches beyond that. But he's, I'm sure he's living a perfect life. Who's he married to?
I don't know.
I feel like he's married to somebody that
I feel like too, but I can't.
That we should know who that is.
Any guesses?
It's like Sofia Coppola.
I know.
I can't possibly.
He works with her brother.
Right, and he worked on this movie. What's his Roman?
Yeah. I love Sofia Coppola. She's probably like one of my favorite filmmakers. I fucking hated her last movie.
What was her last movie?
What was it called? The one with Steven Dorff in it.
What is
and
it?
Elle Fanning. What the hell? I can't remember what it was called. That's how much I didn't like it. Like I really like her other movies, and I really did not like this. It was so. She would just have shots of stuff for an obscene amount of time of like nothing going on, and it just felt really self-indulgent and annoying.
Well, she did Virgin Suicides, right?
She did Virgin Suicides.
Yeah, I like
Lost in Translation, which is one of my favorite movies. Marie Antoinette, which is a little long, but I enjoyed it. Like, I just love her style.
I don't know what her last movie was. I'm looking up her right now, but you're looking up who Wes Anderson's married to. It's like we're really.
I don't know why I can't even think of what it's called.
Somewhere.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, never.
But she
heard of it.
has another one coming out. That
It says The Bling Ring.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think what's her name is in it? Emma Watson is in it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that movie.
I don't know. I really like Virgin Suicides. I think it's great. I definitely don't like Lost in Translation. So I wouldn't say I'm a fan of hers. I haven't seen any other movies, so I don't know. But I do agree she has her own thing going on, trying to outshine the shadow of her father and now brother. And so good for her. But we don't know who Wes Anderson's married to.
I'm still on the case. So he's 43 years old and he's from Texas. Maybe he's not married.
Yeah. Did you get anyone on dating?
No. So that will remain a mystery for now.
Okay. Well, I'm sure he's having fun.
He's just living his life.
Living his life. Alrighty. So, let's move to the next movie. And the movie Rundown, Showdown, Marathon. Now, I don't think I mentioned this, but I watched most of these movies that we're saying within a 48-hour period.
Wow.
I was stuck at house sitting for my parents and got in the snow or dog sitting or whatever. And that was just days of watching on-demand movies, and that's when I really caught up. I haven't been able to watch as many movies this year, and this summer not at all. That's why everything that from the summer now is out. So, this is marathon movie viewing. I was in the zone. Next movie was Prometheus.
A king has his reign. And then he dies. It's inevitable.
Prometheus has landed.
These are ancient civilizations that were separated by centuries, and yet this same pictogram was discovered in every one of them.
They're smiling.
I think they want us to come and find them.
We're all here because of a map you two kids found in a cave.
Not a map. An invitation.
From whom?
Please tell me you can read that.
Prometheus, are you seeing this?
Whatever that probe is picking up, it's reading life form.
What do you mean a life form?
Oh, the head. They're changing. Changing into what?
It's moving. These things moving.
What is that?
There's a ship. They're leaving.
To go where?
Earth.
We were so wrong. Take us home! If you don't stop it, there won't be any home to go back to.
Where's that door open? Got it up! Got it!
Big things have small beginnings.
I didn't see it.
Have you seen this? Are you familiar with the film?
Yeah, but I haven't seen it. I'm not against it, but it's not like a high priority.
Well,
like if it was on, I would watch it, I guess, if someone wanted to watch it, but I'm not gonna it's not on my queue.
Right. Oh, okay. Well,
Unless you change my mind right now.
All right. Well, I could say this. Have you seen Alien? Like the first Alien movie?
I kind of think I didn't.
I had the same issue.
Because around it came out, I was pretty young.
Right. It was before you were born when it came out.
Okay. And then when I was younger, I didn't see it because I wouldn't watch stuff like that then.
Right.
And then I guess I just never really saw it. So I probably didn't. I'm familiar with it, but.
Right. That was one of the things. I thought I had watched it when I was a kid, or I didn't really know. So Prometheus is a prequel to Alien.
Okay.
And, well, it's not necessarily a prequel, but it takes place in the same universe before the events of what happened in Alien.
Yeah.
And then Aliens, and then Alien 3. And then from there, it's not in the same universe, the Alien vs. Predator stuff. But so I watched Alien first before watching
Would you recommend doing that?
100%. I mean, it was kind of dated. I mean, there's some cool shit in there for sure. But it was from the 70s, and the pacing in a lot of older movies, and not.
And the effects are not going to.
Oh, I mean, the effects weren't so bad considering. It was definitely it was cool. I would have cut out a lot. Yeah. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I think I was watching a director's cut too, unfortunately. But we're whatever. So whatever, it's cool. But then we watched Prometheus, which I loved. I thought it was excellent. And you can enjoy Prometheus without watching Alien. I will say that. It's not like you're like, what's the hell's going on? But there's just so many things that they do that
rough, not nods or
yeah, they're nods. And it's actually directed by the director of Alien.
Yeah.
He didn't do any of the other movies, so this is return to his franchise. So it was not like it's not like a remake or someone trying that. It's it's his baby, and visually it's this amazing. The special effects are amazing. I wish I saw it in the theater. Everyone I know that saw it in the theater said the 3D was the best 3D they'd ever seen. And there's not too many rated R 3D big budget sci-fi movies. Most sci-fi movies, you want to make sure that they get as PG-13 or something like that. It's kind of it's kind of horror, but it's mostly sci-fi, I would say. The cast is mostly unknown to me, so again that always helps you really get into the story. So Karen was a huge fan of it, and she saw it in the theater, and so she was excited to see it again. And
all right, you're making me want to watch it.
I would say, yeah, it's really good. I mean, make a thing of it. Just watch Alien beforehand, just to be like, oh, okay, that's what that was, and then you'll be like, oh shit, and then yeah, I mean, it's tough to really talk about like what it's about, because it's like it's basically how you see how the alien from Alien came to be, based on a mixing of these different species that took place when they went to this other planet. When they're exploring for something else in space. It takes place in like 2080 or but in the not too distant future. Not not in the like So it's awesome.
All right, cool.
Prometheus. I think
you're gonna give it a see it.
I'm gonna give it a see it. I'm going with the stars.
A see it or skip it.
No, I'm not gonna see it or skip it. Definitely see it. I'm gonna go with 4 stars.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 4 stars on it. I liked it a lot. All right, now we're gonna go to Dark Shadows.
My name is Barnabas Collins. 2 centuries ago, I made Collinwood my home, my love, until a jealous witch cursed me, condemning me to the shadows. What have you done? For all time.
What the hell is this?
He's coming. He's coming.
Hear me, future dweller. What is the year?
1972.
1972. My beloved Collinwood. The Collins family.
Who the hell is this?
I'm a vampire, madam.
Yeah.
He's just staying with us forever, is he? I like him.
Oh, super fly. Welcome home, Barnabas Collins.
How soon can the horses be ready?
We don't have horses. We have a Chevy.
What sorcery is this? Reveal yourself, tiny songstress.
Hello, Barnabas. Remember me?
Witch, you cursed me to be this hideous creature. You may strategically place your wonderful lips upon my posterior and kiss it repeatedly.
What if I made you love me?
With what a spell.
With this?
I must admit, they have not aged a day.
She for real?
Indeed.
If I can't have you, I'll destroy you. And your family.
Missed me. I shall restore the family business to its former glory.
Burn, baby, burn. Fight on, Barnabas. Fight on for us.
And fight I shall.
Love me.
Never. That was a regrettable turn of events.
Are you stoned or something?
They tried stoning me, my dear. It did not work.
Okay. I want to see it.
So no spoilers.
I feel like no matter what you say, I'll probably see it anyway, just because of what it is.
Okay. So this is a film directed by Tim Burton, starring Johnny Depp, based on the 1970s. Yeah, no, 60s and 70s serious soap opera, Dark Shadows. And I wanted to, I was always like, I'm down for Tim Burton. I always have been, In fact, when I thought about it, and I'm like, there's only one of his movies I haven't seen, which is Planet of the Apes, and I don't even really feel like I could be wrong.
You're not missing.
I don't really feel like that's like Tim Burton. I don't feel like it doesn't have a real Tim Burton touch. I mean, I haven't seen it.
I saw it in the theater when it came out. I can't say it. Like, you're not missing anything.
Yeah, I mean, I probably will watch it just to say that I've watched all his movies. But I could say like before when I heard this movie was coming out and I saw the trailers for it, I could say like, well, this is a movie that doesn't need to be made. It just seemed kind of like
Can I just have a side note?
Yes.
Isn't it like sad in a way that like when we're talking about a lot of old movies, we're like, yeah, I saw it in the theater when it came out. But like stuff now, like you never say that pretty much because it's like stuff comes out. So first of all, it's so expensive to go to the movies.
Right.
Stuff comes out on DVD so quickly.
It's like 4 months. It's 3 to 4 months.
Right.
Now.
And it's like out. So it's like there's never a rush. It's not like you're going to have to wait. And just like less and less.
Well, I still want to go to the movies.
Same here. I still want to, but it just doesn't happen that much. Whereas when we were younger, we used to go all the time.
I think that's because of age.
Still get like really excited to go see stuff like right when it came out. And not that I don't now get excited sometimes, but it's just few and far between that I'm like, I have to go see this.
Well, I still have that though. And it's just that I'm saying
it's not that I don't. Right. I'm just saying.
I think it's free time, really. I think when you're younger, I mean, that's really not really else really to do. You probably see shit that you didn't even really give a shit about when you were younger.
Oh, totally. There's so many things I saw. I'm like, I would never have gone to see that now.
Right. So I think there's that. But, I would fucking go to the movies every day, or, for a while last year, I was going once a week, and then I just not able to keep up with it. I would go to the matinee, and keep it going. I would like to get it back going.
Like, there's so many things I've just seen recently that like I definitely wanted to see in the theater, and just for one reason or the other didn't.
Right. So. But I guess it comes out soon enough. But there's some movies that I actually wish, like Prometheus, I wish I saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
I really do. But anyways, yeah. Back to this Dark Shadows movie. I knew I was gonna see it. I know. I wasn't like saying like I had no desire to go see it in the theater. I guess I could say that. Like I would have seen it, but I just didn't.
Right. It wasn't a priority.
Not at all, because it's just in the commercials and trailers for it. Like there was nothing in it. Like it's presented kind of wacky, and it's kind of like none of the jokes I thought were funny.
Right.
And then it was just like. It's like I just said, I just feel like it didn't need to exist. Like I was like, what? And also making it something dark, like Dark Shadows, it has a cult following, which is serious. Like just putting it out there as a mainstream comedy with the same old lineup of Tim Burton, Johnny Depp. Like it's almost like you're asking for your core audience not to like it. You know, like. So I was just kind of like,
I want Tim Burton to find another, like, I want him to make some movies that don't have Johnny Depp in them.
I don't know. I mean, that's all tough. What's going on with him? I mean, he did, it's like
I love Johnny Depp. Like,
right? No, yeah, no, I'm not having a problem with him.
Saying, like, I just feel like that's sort of the problem.
Yeah.
Like he needs to be inspired by someone else.
That's true. I don't want to get too deep into this because it's a different topic or whatever. But, more recent than this movie, Frankenweenie.
Right, you felt it was like a real return.
Yeah, it was a return. It was. I mean, Johnny Depp wasn't in it, no, but not only was it a return, it was just like, It was just really fucking good. It was like I don't know what to say. It was it's one of the first Tim Burton movies that like was refreshing to me. Like that.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh shit! Like there's Tim Burton there. Obviously, I'm not gonna be like it's so foreign you wouldn't fucking like that. But it was not like going through the motions. Like I could even say, let's go talk about Alice in Wonderland. When I first saw it, I was kind of like mesmerized by visuals,
right?
And I'm like, oh, this is kind of this is cool. I didn't really mind how they were being presented. And then I was actually forced to watch the movie like a week later because you and I saw it.
We sat together, yeah.
And then I was hanging out with
when
some people.
It came out in the movie.
Yeah, like literally a week later, I was forced to see it because everyone else wanted to go see it. I was hanging out with, and they didn't want to see it in 3D. So I watched it again a week later, not in 3D, and that's when it really was hitting me. I'm like, this isn't really that good because I'll tell you. I mean, I don't want to. We're not even getting Dark Shadows, but I'm just like, the reason it's not really that good is that it's not Alice in Wonderland. It's a sequel to Alice in Wonderland, and they don't really have to like figure that out.
That's the thing. Like, I don't remember all the details of it. Like I said, that was at least 3 years ago that we saw it. But I remember like when we saw it, feeling like it was cool because it was in 3D and like visually, but the story was not that.
Right. Yeah. No,
I don't remember specifically what problem I had, but it wasn't like that wasn't. It didn't do anything for me, but it was worth it just seeing it.
Right.
In 3D.
So this should, I mean, whatever. It broke records, and also that's why we're getting all these dark fairy tale movies coming out. So, what's some look good, some don't. But,
Hansel and Gretel.
I think that looks awesome. You're not down with that? I think that movie looks awesome.
I'm not gonna like go see it.
I actually want to go see that. I think it looks great. The other movie that I don't think looks good is the one of Jack and the Beanstalk.
You told me about that. I haven't seen any trailers.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. It's the same type of thing. Some dark, edgy Jack and the Beanstalk.
I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't like that. That's like a genre now.
No, but I mean, that's what happens. I mean, like Alice in Wonderland broke so many like box office records and all this shit.
Of course, all the Snow White movies, and now the Hansel and Gretel, and
so they're trying to but
that's not that exciting to me.
I don't know if I like the genre. I'm just interested in Hansel and Gretel.
I think it's an interesting twist on it.
Yeah.
The story.
So, Dark Shadows. So you haven't seen it. No. You want to see it.
Yeah, so much.
Regardless of what I have to say about it.
I mean, yeah, because just of what it is.
Right.
That's the thing. Even though I complain, I'll still watch any Tim Burton Johnny Depp movie. And plus I know my mom wants to see it because she likes Johnny Depp, Tim Burton movies, and she used to watch Dark Shadows when it was on. So that's her interest in it.
Oh, well, I will say this. The trailers and the commercials kind of make it look kind of goofy and dumb. Mm-hmm. And I feel it misrepresented the movie. I liked it more than I thought that I would.
Oh.
I'm not going to say.
I thought you were going to say
the other way. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not going to say that this is some departure of Tim Burton.
Right.
No, this is a fucking Tim Burton movie through and through, like the current Tim Burton. Yeah. But I liked it. I Karen didn't like it, which I was surprised. It was really it's just one of those. I was like, why? Because I was all like excited when it was over. You're like, oh, that was cool, and then he's like, I don't know. She just didn't click with her. So I don't, and she's more apt to like same thing.
Yeah.
She likes Tim Burton movies and all that shit too. So it's but I just think it's actually darker and a little bit more serious than it was being advertised as. So I feel it's like kind of misrepresented a little bit. But also,
do you think it was misrepresented almost on purpose to open it to a broader audience?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I don't think once they got in there, they might be alienated. I feel like overall, I looked up and it wasn't that well received.
That was the other thing. 'Cause I think I might have gone to see it in the theaters and I saw the reviews weren't that good. And then I was kind of like, well, I'll just wait for it to come out on DVD. Yeah. So I have to say that did. Not that I always listen. I mean, if there's something I want to see, I'll go see it. But like I said, particularly like now when I don't go to the movies that much, if something says that it's not, like if it's getting a lot of sort of negative, I'm just sort of like, well, maybe I'll wait then.
Well, I mean, and it's part of expectation because it totally is like, oh, this is whatever. I mean, just the idea of it doesn't really sound appealing, even to people that want to be critics or that. And then they think it's something else. It's not. They expect it out. I don't know. But Michelle Pfeiffer was really good in the movie.
Oh yeah, I was looking forward to seeing her in it.
Yeah, she was exceptional. A return to Tim Burton, as you know, the last time she worked with Tim Burton was Catwoman in Batman Returns. Just said Return like 10 times in a row.
Movie roles of all time.
It's like, yes, I know that you know that. I love, what's her name? What the hell is the girl's name? I never remember her name, but I fucking love her. She started in Kick-Ass.
Oh,
and then
Chloe Moretz.
Yeah,
It's gonna be Carrie.
Oh, she's playing Carrie in the Carrie remake.
Yeah,
she's great. I love her, and I love that she rose to fame or got whatever from being in Kick-Ass, which is one of my favorite movies. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I love Kick-Ass.
Yeah, so
we didn't see it together.
I don't know. Maybe we did. I don't know.
I don't know. I definitely saw it and enjoyed it a lot.
But you would think someone like her, or just a kid, not like her, like a kid, would after taking that role, would start getting like, whatever, like family friendly roles. But all the movies that she's in is like
The Let Me In.
Yeah, she's just like fucking badass.
Carrie,
Yeah.
like, she might play Emily the Strange.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, she's great. I'm really a big fan of her, and I feel like she's going to be great like as an adult. I think she's really going to knock it out of the park. So, without saying too much more about Dark Shadows, like I think that it's worth checking out. If you're at some point at all like any Tim Burton movie, even a lot of it kind of a little bit reminds me of Sleepy Hollow. I mean, Sleepy Hollow is like totally serious. There's no, but it sort of reminds me of that a little bit. Like just visually, I just love looking at that shit, and it's like spooky dark shit or whatever, and when it's done with like huge budgets and executed like well, it's kind of eye candy. So there is a lot of eye candy in the movie for sure. So I give it.
I liked the visual look of it from the trailers.
Yeah, so
I feel like I talk about that a lot. Like I really like.
Well,
the
I mean that's
visual.
something to respond to. I mean it's important.
Yeah. I like stuff that looks different.
Yeah.
I guess I don't like look at the same boring shit all the time.
Right. I mean there's so many ways to just present the same thing over and over again. But it's good. I'm going to give it 4 stars.
I see it.
I definitely see it. Alrighty then. Well, that was part 1. Part 1 of the movie Showdown Rundown Marathon. It was such a Showdown Rundown Marathon. Decided to cut it into 2 parts. That's right, man. 2 parts, man. Totally. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here. Before I do, let me give you some information. Information for you. You can follow me on Twitter at Twitter, wherever. You can follow me on Twitter at James H. Carter 2, the number. You can follow the show at James Podcast. If you want to email us any questions, feedback, advice, or if you actually would like to be a guest on this fine podcast, go ahead, email us, jamespodcast@gmail.com. I'd like to cordially invite you to visit our beautiful website where there's additional videos, show notes. You can leave us a voicemail if you're looking at it on a computer. Right there, and your computer has a microphone. You could sign up for our email newsletter, the one I was talking about before, that Matthew won the grand prize, you guys. Oh my god. The website is the Even James Has a Podcast, podcast.com. Check it out. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, and iTunes, and Stitcher. Alright, so like I said before, next episode we continue this party. So many more movies to talk about. Oh my god, you guys. I can't believe it. So, thank you for listening. I appreciate that you took the time to do so. So keep one foot in the gutter and the other one in the grave. Bye.